Lit on hump day. On hump day. Well, Lisa, you know what? I done got to where I don't worry about it, baby. Yeah, but I do appreciate you and all that you do, always trying to be attentive and supporting the channel. I really appreciate you. You and the other Lit. So much love, sis. I don't know if you was in the live last night, but tonight, last night was a great live. Okay, we back. Hey, Renee, baby. Shout out to all the Liddies in the building. Somebody said, where the Lits at, man? It be like that sometimes. You know, I don't know who's playing games. Some of the Lits or the Root Tube, but we don't care. Okay, the show will go on. So like I said, I am going to be revamping these BlogHawgs. That's definitely a must. But in the meantime, between time, we still going to do what we do. Good morning. Good morning, good afternoon, whatever it is to you. Yep, much love. It's hump day already, y'all. Time flying. It's almost the middle or the end of the week. And you know, I don't know, the sun just popped out for the one time, but I've been up, okay, because I'm getting it all together. I'm just, you know, I got a whole bunch of surprises. We full of surprises around here to Liddy City, okay, and I definitely enjoy surprising the ladies. I'm telling you, all you got to be is patient and just know what to do in certain situations. You know, as a matter of fact, let me touch on that a little bit, right? It's so easy to stay involved in a bunch of bullshit. Okay, it's easy, right? What you don't willingly involve yourself in, people will try to drag you in. And so we know how things went down. We know what had happened. And there's no question about it. Okay. I mean, anybody can spin a narrative to make it fit what they want it to fit. But the facts are the facts. Proof is in the pudding, right? Repeated cycles over and over and over again. So it took a lot of strength to come out of that type of energy, to pretty much sit back and say, okay, am I going to allow this? You know, am I going to allow it? And after many attempts, you know, we are only human around here. Nobody's perfect. Okay. And I take full responsibility for the part that I play. Some people, I've mentioned it before, are not even worth your energy at all. I mean, no response. It's almost like if somebody was to bring that name up, you would look at it like that they don't even exist. That's how it should be for some energies. And so, as I said, it was necessary to happen early on because it won't happen again. Okay. And when I look around at some of these platforms that we used to talk about on this channel, you know, they don't have the ability, and I don't care what they call themselves. They could call themselves pretty much anything. You know, they great chefs or great cooks or great comedians or, you know, great truck drivers. They could be great swimmers. All of that is good and fine and dandy, right? But I do see the struggle when they can't talk about drama. This is why you would think something is dead and over with, but it's not. It's not over with. As a matter of fact, when you dealing with negative neutrons, hey, Valerie, baby, and everybody in the building, when you're dealing with negative neutrons, it's just like recharging. So there'll be a break because anything that functions off of energy must recharge. So while you thinking it's over and it's a break, it's not. You're thinking it's over and it's done. It's not. It's a break because they have to recharge. Even the negative have to recharge for a second, but they'll be back. And they're itching to start something. So I tried to tell the ladies to be patient. One thing about me, if I can't win, I don't do it. Okay, I will win. I will always win. Everything I say, I mean. I don't care how long it takes. I didn't get where I'm at by giving up, dropping out. Okay, I'm a fighter, but it's going to be my way. And I'm so grateful that I can stand here and say, yes, it was hard. It was hard because my words hurt. They cut real bad. It's almost like my words cut worse than what somebody's ever heard before in their life. And we all know that. I don't have to say that. When it was time for me to get rid of some energies on my channel, oh man, it was like pulling a wisdom tooth. All of that history and all of that hard work and everything that I did, it really came from my gut. It came from my soul. Even the people that I battled, I meant every word that I said. I don't take any of it back. I stand on it. I still feel that way. If anybody wants to know, if I didn't like you then, I don't like you now. If I didn't mess with you then, I don't mess with you now. If I gave you the boot, I don't miss you. Goodbye forever. I'm happy to see that some people can go on their way and never look back, because trust me, when I say or dismiss or part ways, I don't look back. It's like you never existed. But if you're one of those negative neutrons that I realize likes to keep starting stuff and spin a narrative and all of that, then you got to be dealt with a certain type of way. It has to be a certain type of way. There are some beasts and entities out here that words don't hurt. You can call them whatever in the world. They're used to that. They like that. And then they'll use your words against you. And so they want that. They want you to address them. It's about giving any type of attention. Oh, you don't like me, so what? As long as you mention me. So if this don't work, I'll do this. Anything so I can gain your attention. And that is a shame. So for those of us that are not like that, thank the holy heavenly gods that you have standards, that you have a boundary. Can you not look out here on this YouTube and see that there are entities out here that don't have standards, that don't have boundaries, ranging from the age of 18 to 88? You understand? So what's so easy about this culture as a collective is that we always ready to go to war. I'm not above that, right? We always ready to go to war. But when it comes to the others, you see a drastic difference, a drastic change. It's a bow down. It's a pull out. It's a justify. It's a, let me fix, because I don't want to make an enemy of them. It's all about making an enemy of my own people. And so we've also witnessed that when relationships don't go right, people don't deal well with rejection. We've seen it from subscribers. We've seen it from channel holders. They be the best of friends. They love each other to death. They bat for each other. They fight for each other. They defend each other. They laugh together. They drink together. But they also talking behind each other's back. They also backstabbing each other. They're also giving tit for tat, counting favors, throwing stuff in each other's faces, competing with each other. But they say they love each other. They the best of friends, right? So once the script doesn't play out, once things don't work the way that they had planned, because 9 times out of 10, most people have a motive, especially if you meet people on platforms and you've never seen them in real life. You never touched them or hugged them or stood in their presence to be able to feel their energy. That's a dangerous game. You're putting all your peas in a pod and you don't even know the pod. You understand? You think it's over. The same one that you helped, the same one that you uplifted, those will be the ones to dung all over you, shot all over you. So it's almost like the more you do, the more you got to do. Oh, okay, I helped you. Yeah, you helped me, but you didn't do this. Or yeah, you helped me, but I already had this. So, it's a dangerous game. So you guys remember around the turn of the new year, I really had to go into my cocoon. I really had to pull back and say, okay, what do I want for Loca? I don't have anything to prove to these people anymore, because don't forget, that side of me that y'all saw, that side of that lethal mouth that reads that soul down to the ground. See, I don't got to dox you to read you. No. Matter of fact, all that doxing shit, that's new to me. I don't got to do that. All I got to do is observe briefly, and I'm going to tell you everything about you. The only way that people can hurt you or affect you is if it's the truth. So when I was looking around on panels and heard people saying, oh, well, what happened to Loca? I felt bad for her. And, I came out here and said, bitch, don't feel bad for me. That didn't affect me. You understand? You only can hurt somebody with the truth. If you lying, you hurting yourself. Universe is listening. And the same lies that you put out on somebody else, you're going to suffer with. Now, what it did do was drain my energy. What it did do was make me have to come out and consistently expose that side that I don't really like to have to dig into. I'm more of a positive person. I'm more of a happy, good time, fun, fast, and thumping type of person. I don't like to be down in my feelings. I don't like to have to argue with people consistently every day. That's a miserable soul. I'm also not going to come out and fight the way a batch wants me to fight. So in this day, on all platforms, you can see that all people talk about is receipts this and receipts that, right? So in order for me to pull out some receipts, then that means that I would have to do it your way. I would have to watch you and document and watch you and document and watch you and record. And who gonna do all of that? Not me. So this is why everything I do is on my time, in my way. And you can either take it or leave it. But I can tell you that in this 1 year of everything that we've been through, and a lot of the ladies are not here yet, I don't regret not one thing. I actually pity those that thought that they won. I pity those that can't seem to get themselves out of this cyclops of wickedness. No, I'm not a saint, bitch. I cuss. I can't even help from cussing. I tried my best to not cuss last night, and I counted about 10 curse words. That's what I do. That's what I do. So if somebody was to approach me and say, dag, Loca, do you know that you cursed the entire year? Am I going to combat them and argue with them and say, no, I don't cuss? I'm going to be like, yeah, it was an entire struggle. That's what I do. I curse my arse off to the point where even when I try, I can barely help it. Okay? That's the truth and the light. But when you approach these other entities, okay, about some of the things that they have done, they don't want to take responsibility. It's the victim. It's all about, oh, but me. Nothing exists but their realm. You ain't thinking about all the havoc that you've caused out here. Just because you sit behind a screen don't mean you ain't effective. When you putting somebody through something that they ain't never been through before, when you making up things on a person's brand or name for no reason, when they've done nothing to you, you got to be ready to eat that when karma comes, because karma cares, and she's always giving back. So in the process of the downslide, because we know that I lost monetization, I went from being, an extreme to not only being reprimanded by YouTube just for being careless. I don't even blame the individual that struck me, because karma cares. You thought you hurt me, but in the midst, you hurt yourself as well. You see. And had I not have given that tool, I provided that tool to be struck. You understand? So that was my fault. I'll never let anybody take the credit for that. I slipped up and let that happen to me. And so I did my jail time, just like in real life, bitch. You understand? I did my time. The first time I tried to come back, it didn't work. It didn't work. So I still ate that. And let me tell you what separates me. And I know many people may not find this video. That's okay. It's only meant for a few. when things were going the way they went, of course, I had to get out of this house and, get my life back together and come out of this internet realm so deeply. I've mentioned this before. A lot of people are in this realm so deeply that it's dangerous, So during the turnabout of the new year, I withdrew myself. A lot of y'all missed me. A lot of y'all voiced that. A lot of y'all was like, where you at? What's going on? All of these things. And sometimes you have to just ignore and do what it is that your soul is calling on you to do. After about 100 battles, after about 99 roasting and reading down to the ground videos, what else is there to prove? After so long, when you keep repeating the same thing, what was amazing to y'all in the beginning, like, damn, how does she do that? After you've done it 99 times, it ain't amazing no more. You understand? It becomes redundant. Okay. It's almost like, yeah, we know Loca can roast. And matter of fact, she is the coldest. She's, yeah. But in the meantime, between time, if I'm getting up every day, right? And even if I'm not doing it in the beginning of the day, in some point in the day, y'all coming to watch me, some for entertainment, some because you genuinely like me, some so you can laugh. Everybody comes around for their own different reasons. And so not only am I feeding that negativity to your spirit, right? I'm feeding that negativity to you, even if I am making you laugh at the same time. So I said from the very beginning, I'm not in it for, I'm naturally humorous. I'm naturally funny. People laugh when I ain't even trying to be funny. As I mentioned last night on Mukbanger Media, you either got it or you don't. Period. And so what we've witnessed out here is a lot of people who don't have it. They don't have it, but they really are trying hard. For some people, this is a dream come true. You understand? You have your naturals and you have your pretenders. So around about the new year, I thought, you know what? I'm not so much as a victim. This is a testimony. This is a karmic lesson that's going to continue to be a cycle until I do something about it. I damn sure can't depend on my enemies to have mercy on me, to stop lying on me, to stop doxing me. Why would I put that type of responsibility on a fuck that I know don't like me? The responsibility is mine. And so somebody had just put it in the chat. After you've done all you can, right? I can talk from sun up to sundown. It don't even seem like I take a breath. Been having that gift. But what is a challenge for me is to pull back. How many kings or queens, how many people can you say can come on out and be honest about that? I stand in my truth. It ain't no challenge for me to go toe to toe with you, bitch. That's why so many people wanted to do it, because they know I'm easily triggered. They know I'm going to give you that verbal beatdown. I'm going to give you that battle that you're looking for. I'm going to battle you. Not only am I going to give you the verbal that you want, but I'm also going to bring your views up. I'm also going to bring you clout and attention. So some people that are so thirsty and desperate to be in that realm, for somebody to pay attention to them, for them to matter, they'll take that. They're willing to take that. I know she gonna dog walk me. I know she gonna read me, but I'll take that because I need some views. I'll do that because I need some attention. When if they was really watching right, when I came around, I didn't have to do all of that. My first video was a thought. I was sitting in my office at a Marriott that I worked at the time. And I talked about this transgender couple for 15 minutes. My face, my body, everything was exposed. I wasn't ashamed. I had nothing to hide. And I got 16,000 views in one day. And I still didn't take YouTube serious. So a year later, I couldn't hold it in about the Kanika Jenkins thing because I've worked in hotel management all my life, most of it. So that story, it really hit home for me. So my kids kept prompting me, Mom, why don't you come out and talk about it? I cammed up right in this living room. I wasn't ashamed of my house or how I was living. I know that I live better than most. I never claimed to be rich or famous. I just know I'm gifted. So without even getting into too much about everything, those videos were successful. I was monetized in a week. Who you know? Who you know? So for those that'll say, oh, she rolled Adrian's back. No, that was after monetization. Adrian didn't get me monetized. I did. Understand that. And I still have the proof in case anyone wants to object. Toya, she's around. She knows. There are others who are around. They know. So everything happens so fast. You know, I'm sitting at work. I just lost my kid's father. I'm starting to work nights. I had never worked nights before. I went from management to just working a little job. And it was boring. So I began to tune into Adrian and B-Love Dub. And at this time, Walt and Cindy had split up. And so I said, you know what? I think I'll talk about it. I'm bored. Ain't nothing else to do. Anybody that's ever worked third shift, you know, you sitting in there by yourself. All you really got to do is count the numbers, count the money, and run your reports. So that was why I was doing videos at the gig at that time. Ignorant to the dangers out here on the internet, the lurkers, the watchers, the stalkers, the doxers. I had no idea. But I remember it was one Friday. We was lit. Okay. I mean lit, because at that time I was doing pre-recorded videos for y'all Monday through Thursday. And then as a treat on a Friday, you guys kept asking me to go live. Never had went live before. So I went live. People like Lucy was like, turn your super chat up. I didn't even know how to do that. Bariqua and a mod named Asia at that time was telling me to download Cash App. I didn't even have a Cash App app. Please understand that. So everything had happened so fast. I wasn't ready. I didn't expect it. None of that. And so I say all that to say that what's meant to be is going to be. If it's written, if it's written. But just because it is, don't mean that it always will. That's where your power as an individual comes in. Please understand that. Think about some of the sacrifices that went on that big channel. Yes, I was, Rosalind, because I'm humble. I'm a God-fearing woman. So, the sacrifices. I remember the first time. I bet y'all don't remember this. I remember the first time that I ever really ripped somebody. I want to see who really was around. It's probably not who you think it is. The first time, now I did it briefly, but I think that's when y'all kind of got an idea that it was really real around here. Who can put in the chat the first person that I had to go in on a Friday at that job? I'm going to give it a couple seconds. Who remembers? First person. And I'm going to give you a hint. She's not American. Who remembers? The first person, no, Miss Jackie. The first person I ever had to go in on was Booge. Buge. Didn't know this lady. Come on in, T. Moore. Okay. Didn't know this lady. Was new to the game. I'll be damned if I ain't look up and she had made a couple of videos referencing me. So I made sure that I gave her the business right away. To put out a message that zero tolerance. I don't bother you. You don't bother me. But if you remember, she had did that interview with whom we had called Dumbass David at the time. Right. And had the nerve enough to be referencing me. And so I gave it to her. Just like the cricket that she reminds me of. Went on ahead and squashed that. Yep. So a couple of weeks later, maybe about 2 weeks later, we were doing a live. And I remember looking down in the comments and seeing my name, my real name, and my kid's name, and my address in the chat. And so I wasn't dumb enough to tell y'all, but I remember my heart dropping to my feet. It was very hard to stay focused on that live because I thought to myself, wow, it's happening. Got some evil eyes watching me. Somebody that would actually take the time out, take it upon themselves to find out where I live at. Find out my children's name, my real name, where I work at. And I had just started. So if you really sit back and put 2 and 2 together, nothing new under the sun. It'll always be the same people causing the same problems. And even though then I didn't know as much as I know now, I pity people that want to start a channel and not do their homework, educate themselves on the dangers of this internet. It ain't made for everybody, y'all. Give me 1 second. That has become a new thing, a new era, right? If you reject me, or if you don't notice me, or if you disagree with me, then I'm going to come out and dox you. That's what this era is about. And it's a shame. It's very sad that there aren't laws and restrictions that are being fully enforced and put in place so that this doesn't happen. You understand? So after you've been doxxed, lied on, slandered, you know, it's all about how you fight. And without saying too much, you can't fight everybody the same way. So I had mentioned a couple of times that no sin goes unpunished. Just like I told y'all that I would be back monetized no matter how long it took. I can assure you that whatever I did, I have publicly taken responsibility for. But some of the things that went on, the lies that were told, the doxing that was done, the privacy that was invaded, I did not deserve that. And the people themselves that did it know that I did not deserve that. And so just because I pull away and retract does not mean that nothing will be done. I won't rest till you understand. And for anybody that's out there that is trapped in a paradigm of negativity and arguing every day, all day, doxing every day, all day, how do you feel when you lay down at night? How do you feel when you might be a little short on the bills and it's around that time for you to ask God to bless you some way, somehow? Do you really authentically, genuinely in your heart, spirit, mind, body, and soul feel like you deserve it, knowing what you've done to innocent people? You know, it's really a shame that people are so wicked out here, but will have the balls to come out and beg for mercy when you haven't showed any towards the people that you have done wrong. And so the old Loca, the inexperienced Loca, I'd have been down, came out and blew it up, lit it up. But when you know better, you do better. Not everybody deserves your prayers. I ain't praying for every bitch. I ain't gonna waste my prayers on a fuck bitch. I ain't. But what I do is pity you. I pity the fact that you really think that you're getting away with something. You really think that you can trick the people into believing you're a victim. The victims are the ones that's sitting back, not really saying anything. They're traumatized.
Power off.
The victims are the ones that are being quiet in disbelief that a stranger will go out of their way to try to destroy them for no reason. Those are the victims. The victim is not the one coming out crying to the public about something that's being done to them that's no worse than what they've done to anybody else. Right? Took a lot of strength, a lot of quiet time, a lot of skipping videos. If you notice, in this year, I'd have a live schedule, but I don't show up. Not because I don't love y'all, or not because I don't enjoy coming out, spending time with y'all and doing these videos, but because I know me. And sometimes it's best to just pull back, not come out at all, if you know you can't control yourself and what you're about to say. So some of the stuff that I see, it's like, ugh, it's really in me to come out, speak on it. But when you really add the math up, who has came out and spoke about me? Not one person publicly has came out and said blah, blah, blah about Loca. I do all the talking for me. I do all the defending, me. Other than some of my supporters, my liddies, I can't name not one channel that actually took the initiative to say, I don't like what happened to Loca or what had been done to Loca. As a matter of fact, it was the complete opposite. It was more like praising. Like, yeah, even some of the ones that claim to be on our team, on our side, people that I've lifted up, brought light to, attention to, brought support to, they were over here saying, Loca, the liddies. But the entire time they were praising the ops, the opposers. So I had to learn that the hard way, even though I already knew it. I'm not above going through anything that nobody else goes through or anybody else goes through. People that I have supported on this channel, I come up with a new segment, and I'll be damned if somebody that I brought light to don't go right over to their fucking channel and start laughing like me. I've been laughing like this all my life. You don't think that I realize that you're laughing like me? I come out with word on the curb because I'm the first to do the news. Go do your own research. So then I realized that one of the people on the Liddy squad around about that time, they wanted to do the news. I'm a sharing goddess, a fair goddess. I didn't come out and blast them because I realized that they were talking just like me on the words to the curbs. If you go to the word to the curb, or you remember the word to the curb, you know I talk a certain way. I would play that music and I would talk a certain way. You can go on somebody's channel right now who used to be in the Liddy squad, and you can hear her talking just like me, tone and all, when I do the word on the curb. So in other words, can't have nothing to myself. Did I come out and blast her? Nah, I just switched it up. I did something different. But it's only going to be so much you can do. It's only so much you can get away with. And that's the problem. You give a person an inch, they'll take 99 miles. Everything that went on, I had called it out in the beginning. Not anything goes on. Nothing goes on without me calling that shot out first. What really, it amazes me, it behooves me, is that people will praise you for having a certain set of skills. Oh, she sees a lot. Well, she predicts the future. She can call this out, or she's really spiritual, or she's this and she's that. But when it comes to them, they don't think that applies to them. Now that's a bitch right there. That's something else right there. Why wouldn't you think it applied to you as well? So if you really pay attention, and I'll be damned, this midday show ain't getting ready to go like I planned. Lord have mercy. Y'all know it be like that sometimes. If you really pay attention, I have been trying to speak in code for quite some time because certain things that I recognize, and I'll share that with y'all. Give me 1 second. People were cheering, ganging up on me. Channel after channel after channel. I think I gave a hell of a fight to stand here by myself. It didn't work. God kept proving to me and my squad that no matter what they did, it wouldn't work. So if you're ever wondering what made me have that change of heart, it was the proof that was abroad. It was the signs that were abroad. If God is with you, who or what can stand against you? Who? Yeah, they did this and did that, and I didn't deserve it. But I also put up a hell of a fight. I hit you with the truth. You come back with lies. I fight fair and just. So the lies didn't affect me. I laughed. I laughed many times on this internet with y'all. It was a joke. A whole joke. But when I came out of the realm, took some time to myself, and thought about how I would handle it beyond this screen. If somebody's walking up my street that I had fought a year ago, am I going to fight them every time I see them when I know I already won? Nah. That's the loser that does that. They continue to press and push and start shit over and over again. Girly girl, did you buy any? You can always tell when a hit dog is in the chat. When you buy me some teeth, girly girl, then I'll come out and grin at you, bitch. So, in other words, there were a lot of individuals that were counting and rooting for me to fail, for them to be able to swindle me into fake beef, actually try to make y'all, convince y'all and me that it was my fault and I had did something. No, it was all about the super chats. It was all about the attention. It was all about the clout. All of my haters were once my fans, and y'all know that. All of them. Every last one of them. I probably got a video where they were trying to be in my realm. But because I work off energy, you can try, but that don't mean you're going to be successful. Once I find out who you are, not even God himself can convince me to fuck with you. And that's the truth. He knows it. I don't care who you are. Rejection. A lot of people can't handle it. And you know, recently in this time, I have found out some things. Saw some things. And I hope I never have to come out and bring those things out. The spirit is always working. Trust and believe that every body part I described, everything I said about my opponents was the truth. What they try to put off on me is what really was going on with them. Miserable. From head to the toe. Physically unattractive. Why wouldn't you hate me? Right? Truth is always going to come out. And it be the main ones that want to try to expose your truth that are so busy and working hard trying to mask what their truth is. So during the time of jail on YouTube, how many people can sit back and say, you know what? It was like it never even happened. These people came together. Y'all, not everybody in the chat, but most. Y'all all came together. And without really bragging, I didn't suffer not one day. Not one. I'm talking about blessing after blessing after blessing after blessing. Wow. Who gonna quit? Who could give up? Who's not humble enough to try to do better and change? Anybody can talk that shit. But when it's time to stand behind what you said, can you do it? I did. I'm doing it now. So on days where I know I ain't gonna be good, we might have to reschedule a video or two. It's still a fight every day. And I ain't gonna come out here and say it ain't gonna be days where we're gonna have to let loose. Because I can almost feel the conjuring of the fake beef right now as we speak. Jealousy. When in my little mind, I'd like to invite everybody and we just have a big old, we did it fast. Oh, you got a channel? Come on in. Let me help you. Oh, you got a channel? Come on in. Let me help you. That's who I really am. And I have showed that many times, only to get shat on. But if you go and you look at those channels, they're shat. They sitting in it. Can't play with everybody. Some people are organically protected. Reap what you sow. Yes, you do. And even when it comes that time for that peak, when you think you win it, you can also use me for an example. Quick as it comes can be as quick as it goes. As a matter of fact, when you are serving Satan, that's one of the master trickeries that he exercises with you. He'll make you think you got it all. And right when your head is blown up, full of helium, boop, he gonna bust your bubble. It'll all come crumbling down. All of it. And in the back of your mind, you know you didn't deserve it no damn way. So I have said this before. A lot of people, they go all out. They go balls deep. They go all out because they know that it can be over at any given minute. You understand? So they like, fuck it. I don't deserve it no way. I know this is temporary anyway, so let me go all out while I have attention. That's a demon. Threatening by intimidation, like blackmail. You don't even have to use a person's name, but they want control so bad. They want to seem like they won so bad that they will involve themselves. They'll never learn a lesson. A crippled mind never learns its lesson. A broken spirit will always go through repeated cycles. And you can come out and talk to the people and get the people's approval. Them same people that's agreeing with you in your face is talking about you like a dog when your back is turned. They know you're wrong. But what they forgot about is they're going to have to suffer the consequence too. Because they approved it, right? They approved your message. They were blind to all the things that you did wrong, the very same shit that you saying that you are helping or preventing somebody from going through, you doing it. So they say, oh, it's okay. We love you. We see you. We love you. You ain't did nothing wrong. And they know damn well you did. But when shit start going wrong in their life, I wonder if they'll remember the time that they approved you harassing somebody or doxing somebody, stalking somebody to no end. I wonder if that particular time will pop up in their mind when they was hearting up your chat and popping up on your panel, telling you everything was okay because you don't do no wrong, right? When they know damn good and well wasn't no right in it. Where's the people that's going to come up and say, you know what, I like you. But don't forget how you did that person. And even though it might not be what you want to hear, it's what you need to hear. I'm that bitch. I ain't going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you my version of the truth. And a lot of people can't handle that. Right. We've seen many channels follow my lead, blame me for their wrongdoings. Yet when I clean it up and get things the way it's supposed to be, you don't hear any blaming for that. A wicked spirit always wants somebody to blame. They can never take responsibility and accountability and stand in their truth. It's all about pointing you in the direction of paying attention to something or somebody else so that you don't really focus on how rotten they really are. Distraction. Deflection. What a shame. So this midday show definitely didn't go the way that I had planned. But y'all know when Spirit puts a message on me, I got to get it out. Nothing easy out here. As a matter of fact, the things you appreciate the most are the hardest to come by. Give me 1 second. Rochelle just put something in the chat that was impounded in my spirit before my granny passed away. I never seen that lady cry. She never shed a tear, not one. And so as we got older, we'd ask her, why you don't never cry? And she would always say, only the strong survive. If that ain't a true statement, I really don't know what is. I tried to throw out a few hints, right? About being patient, paying attention to the signs. I got Noondy in the chat. I love you, Noondy. You know that. But I want to point out the difference. There's a difference in taking a break. I can't make nobody come to this internet. It's a difference in taking a break, dealing with your real life. Maybe being absent for a while. That's your choice. There's a difference in that as opposed to being somebody that only comes around when it benefits them. That only comes around to get a couple of shout outs, a few acts. When everything gets rough, when the heat is really turned up to the highest value, that's when you know who the real ones are. So when you see me make my moves, please know that I have been observing for quite some time. I try not to act on impulse like my enemies do. Part of gaining wisdom is to sit back and observe, not stalk, not lurk, not harass, but just look and listen. Not only with your 2 eyes, but all 3. I've been watching for quite some time. And what I'm about to do is long overdue. And so if you've been riding with me for a while, you know that I'm okay with separation in my real life and on this internet. Everybody is not meant to be. Everything is not made to last for the duration. I would advise everybody to not take one day for granted. If you've been around here And I've called you out a couple times, shared my platform with you. And you know, deep in the hearts of your heart, you don't really jig with me. You don't really fuck with me for real. Appreciate the time that you got what you wanted. Call it whatever you want to. But that time has came to an end. Oh, it's over. And I don't care how many videos is made, how many groups I gathered, how many conversations have been had. Time to go. We still lining up Timberland boots, cross the line, cross the wall, size 3 to 33. I understand the mathematics of things. See, let me make sure the ladies understand. I think last night proved, shout out to everybody that was around last night, that we different over here, right? So you got aspiring content creators, you got people that pretty much want what you got. And they know that the only way to get that is to go through me. And so just like I'm a watcher, there are lurkers around here, people that watch with dark eyes, evil eyes, and they pretty much figured it out. Yeah, Loca talks a lot of shit, but she'll give you anything. All I got to do is pop up in her chat. She gonna call me out. I'll start adding the ladies. She gonna call me out. And then if I could get Loca to call me out, get the attention, act like I'm cool with the ladies, then I can get them to come over and support me. Why? Because the local sector is the money sector. And that's really all it's about. It's not about the message that I put out. Oh, trust and believe, when the conversation starts to get deep, or if they feel like I'm talking about them, you'll see them disappear. Because a hit dog not only hollers, but he hides. Right. So y'all have seen me a few times give a bitch some clout, take it back. Because you thought you was using me. You thought you was going to come over here and play in the lady's face. I share my support with you. I give it to you because I ain't no greedy bitch. I ain't stingy. I could never be. But when you thought you was using somebody for a little piece of change, you had it all fucked up. So what I do is I come out here and I make sure that I correct my wrongs, right my wrongs. Oh, y'all thought I fucked with such and such? Nah, I don't fuck with them. And then what happens, y'all? Once y'all realize that it's a wrap, their channel is ghost town, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. And I can use all 10 of my damn fingers. And you can use all 10 of your toes. And you can name countless channels that tried to play on our top like that over and over again. So last night, somebody had popped up in the chat. And I had asked the mods to be mindful about adding people. There's something I want to change this time go round. In order for you to get my attention, you got to earn that. For anybody that's watching that has false intent, it's a new day, a new dawn. No longer will you be added by all my mods because you pop up in the chat. You got to earn that. I wouldn't give a damn if you had 30 million subscribers. I'm not shouting you out. Fuck that. You hang around long enough, you show me you're a true supporter, then I might just shout you out. Other than that, I would be the fool to keep allowing energy vampires, clout chasers, to come over here and get clout off of my name. Y'all don't see me doing that to nobody. I don't do that to people. I don't go to the channel that's popping, even though I know what they're doing is dead wrong. I don't do that. I don't got to. But what y'all are witnessing is people that are thirsty for it. Oh, she's popping at that time. Let me go over there, be in her chat. Oh, they popping at that time. Bitch, I would never. That's embarrassing. But these people ain't got no heart. They don't have a soul. They don't have a spine. They don't care. There are no boundaries, no morals. I mean, it's even a such thing as fucks thinking that they better than somebody around here. How? Now, what I'm about to say might hurt some feelings. Normally, as a God-fearing woman, I would tell you, no matter what it is, don't give up. Keep trying, keep pushing. But when it comes to this internet, in this particular sector, if you've been out here for a year or so, and you know you built your channel off the backs of people, you didn't really put in no authentic work, you pretty much just clout chased the entire time, and you still can't get 1,000 views, you still haven't met that mark of where you felt like you should be, don't ever exclude the fact that this ain't for everybody. Not only should you pay attention to the signs when something is meant to be, you should also pay attention to the signs when something is not meant to be. And it's only going to be a matter of time before your clout chasing ass gets exposed. And once everybody knows about you, it's hardly anything you could do to refurbish that. I mean, we can joke about it all day long, but honestly, it is a joke. You look stupid out here. When I built my YouTube channel, I didn't have a soul in mind. I wasn't thinking about, oh, I want to be like Lovely T. I never said, oh, I want to be like Tasha K. I wanted to come out here and give all of Loca. That's the difference. So I think that pretty much sums up the lecture for today, bitch. Fuck the midday show. I fucked that up, okay? But if it's a message to be involved, I truly enjoy coming out and just speaking what's on my spirit. Growth. Transitioning. Truth. Acceptance. Acknowledgement. Light versus darkness. Imperfect, but perfecting. If the sun ain't out where you are, girl, you better be that sun. We got a live schedule. I'm Loca Libra, the goddess of order, balance, and justice. Be there, I be square. You better be there. Yeah, be there. If I haven't had a chance to thank all the ladies who may not have been able to support consistently, but make sure that if they didn't see my notification, they searched around for my videos. Who made sure when the phone lines was open, even if you didn't feel like talking, you called that number. And without y'all, I couldn't have done it. All the encouragement, all of the support. Who you know? They couldn't fuck with it if they fucked with it. I do believe they realize that by now. You see, just like I'll leave them out of it. When you think, soon as you think it's over, it ain't. Right when you're about to give up, we back. Just like that. I'm humble. I'm grateful. I appreciate the ladies. I feel obligated to the ladies. Period. And I'm going to prove it. Thumb me up, bitch, before we get up out of here. And until next time, girl, ain't no way I ain't going to holler.